headphones. These headphones. Even during this little moment here on stream, I can almost guarantee in the next 3 minutes, I'm going to be pushing these headphones in because they're the wrong size and they come out of my ears. They don't fit properly. But fortunately, my husband and myself and my baby daughter, especially her, hoarder already at the age of 7 months, we've been decluttering the house. And guess what I found? These beautiful multi-size adapters for my nice Audio-Technica headphones. I know that they're the same thing because they had the right branding on it. They say Audio-Technica and this is audio. So they're the right thing. Perfect. Now I could replace the things on my headphones so they could fit better. But I probably won't. Instead, I'm most likely to leave this lying around until it gets covered in other junk, and then I'll discover it again next time I start decluttering. But either way, decluttering. We've gotten into the habit of trying, at least, to keep the house relatively clutter-free in general. However, we've had a bit of a time. A good time, a bad time, all the time. Time is wibbly-wobbly. It's been that. We had multiple surgeries, a baby, things have been chaos, and with that came a whirlwind, a cyclone, and all of the destruction hitherto. Is that a word? Hitherto? I'm not sure. But, so we're back at it. We're decluttering again, and it needs to be done. And this has inspired my rant today because we're really involved in this process. So it's on our minds. There's a lot of things we get quite attached to that we should just let go of, and I think maybe others here can understand this a little bit. Sometimes you're there and you're holding your little artwork that you made from 7,000 years ago, and I mean it was never any good. Even then you knew it was no good. It might have been the best you could do, but it was no good. It's still no good. It's humiliating, but you're like, oh, nostalgia. That time I drew a stick figure, and it was my stick figure. It was my art. How can I just let it go into the landfill? The landfill won't appreciate my genius. You know, sometimes you just need to let go. Let it go. Let it go. Don't hold it back anymore. This is not a song about constipation, but it's similar. Sometimes some things just need to go. One good example is Patrick and I, we got married, which is nice. This happened some time ago. He's stopped flirting with my husband. But we had a combined groomsman, is that what it's called? Groom's night and a hen's night? I forgot the name of it. The night that the people in the bridal party throw for the bride and groom to remind them what they're missing out on in single life. Alcohol, party times, lots of fun, crying, so much crying. You know, that sort of thing. Hen grooming, exactly. We had a hen grooming night, a bachelor party, that's the one. So we had a combined one. And one of the activities at this combined hens, grooms, bachelor party night thing was that people had to write date night suggestions for us and plonk them into these jars. They had 2 jars. One was date night suggestions, one was Mad Libs, you know, that sort of thing. But we were keeping these jars with these suggestions for date nights. And Patrick's like, oh, the memories. I'm like, what memories? We've never read these. Patrick's like, we should read them. I'm like, yeah, we probably should. Or otherwise, just chuck them. He's like, no, we should read them. People put work into it. I'm like, of course they did. All right, let's read them. And we get out the jar with our date night suggestions. We pull out a piece of paper. Park your car and look up at the stars. I'm like, is that a whole night of that? That's the whole date. You just park your car. It's like, hey, baby, we're going to have a good one tonight. We're going to park a car It's like, yeah, is that the only activity? No, we're also looking at stars. Like, are we doing that within the car? Because there's a little metal kind of barrier there. No, just like lean forward. It's like, okay, all right, we'll lean forward. Money saver right there. All right, we're like, okay, we can do that one. At some point, we'll park a car and look at stars. Sounds nice. And we'll pull out another one. Have a picnic and look up at the stars. I'm like, okay. I guess we're really going with the night thing, the date night thing. They're really getting into the night thing with the stars. Okay, cool. Stars. We can make a picnic. So there's going to be mosquitoes around. We live in Australia, but that's okay. Blood donations simultaneous with the romantic moment. That's fine. We can do that. And someone else is like, go to a field and look at the stars. I'm like, I'm seeing a pattern here. Why a field? Why a field? I think this person's into UFOs or so. They're into some like alien shit, because why a field? Can I combine the three? Can I park the car and make a picnic out on a field and look at the stars? I don't know. We've been doing it wrong all this time. Another person was like, you know, go to and have a nice dinner in a restaurant and go out and look at the stars. I'm like, all right, we're looking at stars. I get it. Every suggestion was look at the stars. I think one of them was literally lie down and look at the stars. Like, Jesus. We've definitely been doing dating wrong. We do all these other things like talk and enjoy ourselves. Shut it! Just stare at the stars. Romance. I know, it's a miracle. We've stayed together. Anyhow, after that, I looked at Patrick. I said, can we declutter it now? He's like, yeah, we can declutter it now. I'm like, good. And we can go out, look at the stars afterwards if you like. Hey, anyhow, sometimes it's hard to declutter things, is all I was getting at here. But beyond the world of decluttering, which we are so immersed in, we're drowning. We are suffocating under the weight of decluttering. We've discovered a brand new, beautiful, inspirational world. A shiny, fabulous new world that's not shiny at all. In fact, it's quite messy. There's a bit of a smell to it, and it's not new. It's really old, but it's new to us, and that is the world of dumpster diving. That's right, dumpster diving. So we scheduled a council pickup, and with this declutter that we're doing, we've been doing this fun thing where every day we try and get rid of one thing or a group of things. But a number of things are a bit large with a J. And so we had to schedule a council pickup. And we started putting things out on the lawn out the front so that the big truck could come and pick it up and take it to landfill. And this is where we discovered dumpster diving. We started putting things out, and we were only a couple of minutes into the process when people started showing up and looking at our junk. And I was like, what is this? What is this? Street shopping. A mobster. Street shopping. What is this? People were coming to dumpster dive our stuff. They were diving in to our dumpster. I filmed music videos with the trombone. So it's a trombone that I bought from Aldi. High quality musical instruments. Aldi. Yeah. It's really good. The slide got stuck and it wouldn't move. When it was 1,000,000 degrees Celsius, it started moving again. I'm like, yeah, I can slide with the slide again. It's not meant to be that difficult. But anyhow, it goes whack. The trombone, it goes whack. We got this trombone from Aldi. I filmed some music videos with it. And then after that, because the thing is a literal brick, I put it on the pile. I said, goodbye, trombone. This is it for you. Would have been nice if you were functional, but Aldi did not come through for me. Aldi did not come through. Nothing like their imitation chocolate line, which is superb. This was a disappointment, Aldi. You should feel ashamed. That's a middle row disappointment there. But yeah, I put it out and went back inside. Within an hour, someone had come and they had taken the trombone. It was fully put together. Like, I hadn't even taken it into pieces. The case was out there. They didn't take the case. I didn't put the trombone in the case. There was just this random trombone lying there, and someone had taken the trombone. And I'm just thinking to myself, what was the thought process behind this? I'm confused. Someone was just like walking down the street. They saw a pile there. There's a trombone. And they're like, my dreams have come true. What I've always wanted is someone else's trombone. I don't think they cleaned it. There's some lipstick on there. Even better. Oh, yeah. Some people, they dream of mansions. They dream of cars. They dream of designer handbags, jewelry, cigars. Oh no, I dream of second-hand trombones. And my dreams, they've come up. Yeah, too unique. I just thought it was very odd. I was very happy. I'm like, yay for the trombone. It gets to be appreciated here. But yeah, that or scrap metal, I'm not sure. But either way, the trombone was snapped right up. Gone. And then sometimes people, they came along and they were dumpster diving, and we were there because we were still taking things out, and they were like, can I take something, please? And we're like, yeah, go for it, take it. That's better than it going to landfill. Enjoy. As a little kid, and they took a money box that we had. They took our money box. Didn't have money in it, but that's okay because the box was still pretty nice. And they were so happy. They were so happy. This kid was over the freaking moon about this money box. And Patrick and I were like, we've done a good thing. We've done a good thing. But at the same time, really? Them standards are different. But the kid was happy, and we were like, oh, that's so sweet. Another lady came, and she was real kind of sneaky about it. I put out some old belts that don't fit me anymore, and she just like, sneakily, she had a pram with a baby in it. She sneakily took a belt, and then she kept going with the pram. Oh. And then she came back because there were other belts. She took that first belt and she couldn't get enough of that belt. That was such a good belt. She had to return for more belt. And then she started speaking to me, and she's like, is it all right if I take things? And I'm like, go for it. Enjoy. They're pretty good. I think they're good anyway. That's why I got them in the first place. I mean, not that good. Otherwise, I wouldn't have trashed them. But still, they're pretty nice. I like to think my taste is quite fine. So, all these people were coming and they were taking things, and I just didn't realize this was a thing. I didn't realize it was a whole world unto itself. So I researched it. And I realized dumpster diving is a whole world unto itself. We're going to get there in a moment, Daughter of Q. It's a whole world unto itself. Now, you can find, and they like to brand themselves as recycling channels on YouTube and such, where they talk about their efforts to recycle, right? And they'll go dumpster diving and they'll find things, and they'll make these little vlog videos about how they find things. One of my favorites is someone made a vlog video about going through the trash of billionaires to see what they could find. What will billionaires throw out? That's right, Apple cores and chip packets with no chips in them, just like everyone else. But they would go looking through people's trash, and I'm like, good on you. Document that for the police. You're going to the extra effort yourself. Wonderful. People even do this for a living. They do it for a living. There's multiple ways to go about it. There's kind of the really slow approach where you can get a whole bunch of things to recycle them, like bottles, and then you can go to these recycling centers. And Patrick and I actually do this. We have a giant trash can filled with empty water bottles because we take our bottles to be recycled, trying to do a good thing. Yeah. Everyone clap and give us a gold star, please. Plus, we get into that whole world a little bit. Do you know how much you make from recycling bottles? Very little. Very little. We'll have these giant bags full of bottles eventually, and they'll be like, good job, $11.65. And we'll be like, yeah, we made it now. We made it now. $11.65. I can't afford breakfast, but I can get a latte. So it's not big money, but there will be people who will fish through junk to find empty bottles and cans so that they can go that route. Then there's also, I suppose, the more lucrative route, but you're going to need to upskill a little bit for this one. You're going to have to be a bit more upskilled for this one. And that's the people that go diving through dumpsters to find broken things. Then they fix them and sell them. Sometimes people throw out things that even don't need fixing. We did, for sure. Those belts, for example. The money box, they didn't need fixing. But people find those and then they sell them. Especially with e-waste. That has become a nice industry for some. They're able to get, old iPhones or something, fix them up nice and make a decent amount of money from selling those. So that's an entire thing. That's a living. People make a living. Why? I don't know. Ask them. But this is the funny thing, and actually, Daughter of Q alluded to this a moment ago. Dumpster diving is actually illegal. It's actually illegal. I'm not sure depending on where you live in the world, but if you're in Australia, it's illegal. If you're in America, I believe it's illegal. So it's actually illegal in most parts of the world to go through other people's trash. So if you see a giant pile of stuff, you're not actually meant to touch it. If there's someone's bin sitting outside their home, you're not meant to open that and dig through it. That is their trash. That is their trash. And you touching it is technically classified. Get this. I love this. It's technically classified as trespass. Trespass. You're trespassing. I think that's hilarious. That's hilarious. When I think of trespassing, I think of like the vegans, the vegans going on the farms being like, you're hurting the chickens. I'm going to save the chickens. And then I pick up the chickens and try and run off with some chickens. And then the non-vegans are like, oh yeah, I caught myself some extra meat. Shoot them down. Yeah, I can sell this meat too. Most people in McDonald's can't tell the difference between cooked vegan and chicken. This will be great. Bonus. That doesn't happen, but it would be funny if it did. I mean, don't do that. Don't shoot vegans. Stop it. They only sometimes deserve it. Good time to join there, Nathan. Good time to just join the chat. But yeah, when I think of trespass, I think of squatters. I think of people going onto properties to steal, to do awful things. I never think of people going through someone's trash to look for bottles to recycle them. Like someone could say, I think some people could actually term that as being a nice kind of almost responsible thing to do. To find the recyclables and sort them out. It's a favor, really. But it's illegal. You're not meant to do that. That's trespass. So people who are dumpster diving, they're trespassing. Nathan, thank you for the tier 3 sub, by the way. Greatly appreciated. But eating vegans isn't a plant-based diet, but it is plant-based meat. Aha! Exactly. Yeah. So we've got some cannibals here in chat. I didn't realize that this stream attracted so many cannibals. Fair, valid. Anyhow, dumpster diving is technically illegal, and this led me down this funny path where I was chatting with Patrick, and I'm like, it's illegal to do. I mean, when I think of it, I think of there's these like really old people that do it. I don't know about the rest of the world, but there's a lot of these like really old people that they're struggling. They're on their last legs. I'm pretty sure one is wooden, and they're coming and they come to the trash can. They lift it up, and you almost feel for them. You're almost like, can I help you illegally sort through my trash? And then they, picking up these few bottles and putting them in their little bag, and they're continuing on, and you're like, that's maybe 45 cents. All of that for 45 cents. That's a lot of effort and a lot of work. And I mean, I've always misinterpreted this situation. I always thought it was really sweet and really cute. And I'm like, oh God, they work so hard and oh, it's so sweet. But really, I was wrong. Criminals come in all shapes and sizes, people. Criminals. That's hard-worn criminals right there. They're street smart and they're hardcore. They're out on the streets and they're doing crime, people. They're doing crime. And I'm like, I wonder if there's a dumpster diving mafia. Can you imagine it? A dumpster diving mafia? Like they collect trash for a living because that's illegal. They're criminals, mafia. But like they meet together. Local RSL club Fridays when they do the discounted lunches and they're like sitting around. They're like, "Hey, Luigi, what you get over the weekend, huh?" And then Mario's like, "Well, I was almost thwarted by a family that decided that recycling was not real, and they put things into the recycling can that cannot be recycled. But I was smarter than them. I didn't pick out the pizza box. I know food scraps are not recyclable. I'm not going to be taking that to the recycling office. No." And then Luigi is like, yes, I got so many bottles. Oh, yeah. All the bottles. It's just like dollar bills, except for me. It's like bottle. And then you've got like Fabrizio. I don't know. I was going Mario and Luigi, and I just realized that that's probably two Mario brothers. So Fabrizio, is that even a name? I don't know. Fabrizio, he's an expert. He even colludes with ibises. Like, he goes and he's like secret black market colluding with ibises. It's like, you go through trash, I go through trash. Guys, I reckon we can make a deal here. It's like black market, illegal dumpster diving mafia. And all of them are above the age of 80. Every single one of them is like old school. Someone comes and they're like 35 and they're like, I really like recycling and I care about the environment. They got taken out by a recyclable bottle. It's like none of that. Fabrizio is a real name. I apologize to all the Fabrizios out there. It's actually a pretty cool name. Fabrizio is like, nah, you don't qualify for our gang. Nah, our mafioso gang only takes above 80. You have to be above 80. I don't know if I'll make it that far. I have a heart condition. Exactly. Weak. We can't take weak people for our gang. You have to make it to 80 years old to qualify. And only then can you join us. Dumpster diving gang. Fab for short. Exactly. I've been bottling this rant up for so long. Since like yesterday when we were putting things out into the trash. But it's true. It's hardcore stuff. Hardcore gang stuff. Colluding with the ibises. The dumpster diving mafia. I'll never look at it the same way again either. Ever since I discovered these YouTube channels that are like, make millions by recycling. By illegally going through other people's trash. I'm like, look, some jobs are better than other jobs. But like, voluntarily, why? Why are you doing this to yourself? Why? Decluttering is about sparking joy or something. I don't know. I guess they wouldn't understand. They're the recluttering variety. I wouldn't understand. I'm not a hardened criminal like they are.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell because clicking things is fun. If you want to see the full versions of these Twitch streams, then you can on my channel, twitch.tv/MaryAmber. And if you want to catch VODs, if you've missed streams, then check out my Patreon, Ninja Club, patreon.com/MaryAmber.